to these vets, it's about, I've been to the finals. And so first time, it is completely different. I don't even know how to describe the feeling, but it's totally different than regular season. And
Imagine being so good at basketball that you make veterans nervous. That's Caitlin Clark right now. But not everyone's hating. Sophie Cunningham's out here saying how great Clark is for the league. Is this the start of a new era in women's basketball? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. So, let's discuss the figures.
Here is Clark off the screen, launches, and drops a triple.
It is extremely difficult, just one, not only physically, but also mentally.
In particular, the kind of figures that would pique the interest of basketball scholars. Arenas are being filled by Caitlin Clark, not merely stat sheets. What does it take for a rookie to make an immediate splash when they join the team? The Clark effect needs to be dismantled. Think about this: 5.8 boards, 19.2 points, and 8.5 assists per game. Those are MVP-level statistics, not merely respectable for a rookie. Instead of gently making her way into the league, Clark is making her grand entrance with a booming announcement. This is much more than simply numbers, though. That one thing that makes Clark stand out and make people gasp is his X factor.
USA earning her first. You can imagine she'll likely be part of future teams, probably with the player she's guarding right now, Caitlin Clark. 20-year veteran Diana Taurasi dialing back. And it's Clark on the other end at 20.
It was in a recent game that she really shone. Amazingly, she was able to thread passes through seemingly insurmountable distances, make layups out of threes, and even snag rebounds from players who were much taller than her. Looking at a seasoned pro playing like a rookie was a sight to behold. Do you know what's amazing? Beyond the court, Clark is making an impression. When she performs, arenas are filled to capacity. Her warm-up is drawing so many fans that they're getting there early. The ratings for television are skyrocketing. Women's basketball is seeing more attention than it has in the past because of her magnetic draw. Listen up, she's not merely performing admirably, she's completely altering the course of play. The Great Indian Revolt, at one point, they were the underappreciated squad. Right now, Clark is the sole reason they are even in the playoff discussion.
Fourth fastest pace of play, and that suits Caitlin Clark.
Really get out in transition, see if you can get some early quick buckets.
Oh, Clark!
She's a force to be reckoned with, and not merely on the field. The truth is, though, that Clark's achievement is about more than simply her. What she stands for is important. A new generation of fans and players are being inspired by her. Aspiring to be the next Caitlin Clark, little girls are grabbing up basketballs. Meanwhile, did you hear? Yes, there will be a few. Everyone around Clark is giddy with joy. No longer are only ardent basketball fans watching. The following move by Clark has even those who have never watched a WNBA game before hooked to their seats. Also, her playing style deserves some discussion. In addition to being good, Clark is entertaining to watch. With her charisma and self-assurance, she elevates every game to a spectacular spectacle. After her dazzling no-look pass spins defenders around, she'll smile and declare, "Yeah, I did that." Clark is the main attraction in this basketball show. The most intriguing part, though, is that this is only the beginning. It's early days for Clark. What will she be like after she has played professionally for a while? What the other players in the league need to worry about is that she will only improve with time. To you, it seems like Clark's success is solely attributable to her basketball abilities. Have a second look. A storm is going to roll across the WNBA, and it's all because of the reactions of the league's veterans to this rookie sensation. Not everyone is on her side. In fact, some aren't exactly welcoming her with open arms. The scene needs to be set. There is more to the WNBA than meets the eye. Blood, sweat, and years of proving oneself are the only ways to acquire respect here. It is not given out like candy. The arrival of a rookie like Clark, who turns heads immediately, is sure to cause some friction. Come on in, Diana Taurasi. the greatest of all time in women's basketball. Throughout the rookie's meteoric rise to fame, she has been Clark's harshest critic. Things become intriguing, though, at this point. Teammate Sophie Cunningham of Taurasi on the Phoenix Mercury has just done something that has everyone talking. Standing up for Clark, Cunningham defended him. Indeed, what you heard was accurate, an established player who goes against the grain to back the up-and-coming player. She pointed out, "I'm a huge fan, and I never say that." The WNBA would consider that a bomb threat to the locker room. However, Cunningham continued. She added, "I think it's so positive. The skill and talent has always been there, but now it's just the viewership. I am astounded." She's recognizing the effect Clark is having on the whole league, not only complimenting his performance. Do you understand what this means? Basketball is no longer the exclusive topic of our conversation. The WNBA's trajectory is at stake here. As a conduit between the veteran players and the up-and-coming stars, Cunningham's remarks are invaluable. She's expressing, hey, maybe instead of fighting this change, we should embrace it. The juicy part, though, is right here. Everyone is whispering about something Cunningham alluded at. She made the suggestion that some veterans may be envious of Clark's success. What would it be like? How dare these grizzled veterans, who've been at it for years, take offense at a complete newcomer? It's easy to understand why. The WNBA hasn't witnessed this much enthusiasm in a long time, and it's not just because of Clark's talent. Where was this when I was a rookie? Maybe the thought that crosses the minds of some veterans. Isn't it just the way people are? Nevertheless, Cunningham's perspective differs. She is perceiving the broader view. More people will be watching the WNBA if Clark gets more attention. There are more spectators, sells more jerseys. There are more females aspiring to play professional basketball. Raising the entire league is more important than focusing on a single player. This is more than simply a disagreement over personalities. It's also about divergent goals for the sport of women's basketball. Some people would rather have things the same, where newcomers are made to pay their dues and wait their time. On the flip side, there are many who, like Cunningham, see Clark as a potential rising tide that may benefit everyone. And let's face it, sports have always had their fair share of drama. It means something quite different in the WNBA, with its larger stakes and less attention. Anything from a tweet to an interview to a demonstration of support or disapproval could have an impact on the league's trajectory. But hold on a second. These days, it takes more than a single star to make an impact. What about this Clark thing? It's like if you were to throw a pebble into a pond. Everywhere you look, from TV contracts to player salary, you can see the rippling effects. Consider, when was the previous occasion that women's basketball garnered such enthusiasm? The world of women's basketball is being revolutionized by Clark, and not only on the court. Does the media cover it? It disintegrated. It's a whole different ballgame now, with primetime shows, extensive commentary, and social media going crazy. The game of women's basketball is finally gaining the attention it needs. What is absolutely insane? This rookie sensation could hold the secret to the WNBA's redemption. A larger audience means more potential sponsors. And do you know the potential consequences of that? Increased funding for talent development, better facilities, and higher player salaries. This is like a domino effect, and all it took was for Clark to tip the first piece. Money isn't the only thing. A new generation is being motivated by Clark's achievements. In the hopes of one day becoming Caitlin Clark, young girls are grabbing up basketball. Even if it wasn't always obvious, they now see a bright future for themselves in professional basketball. It's as if Clark's actions have unleashed an ocean of opportunity. And guess what? It's having an impact on more than just the players. The audience is joining in as well. Even those who didn't think much about women's basketball are starting to pay attention and want to know why everyone is so excited. And when they witness Clark in action, it has hooked them. The intriguing part, though, begins at this point. This has progressed beyond a single player. What matters is the league's reaction to this situation. Is Sophie Cunningham a veteran? They are taking in the broader view. Their knowledge is that if Clark does well, it might boost the sport as a whole. Picture a Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, where each and every game is an absolute must-see, in which the athletes are well known all around the world, not only in the sporting world, where aspiring athletes see the WNBA as an equal opportunity to the NBA. That is the possibility that is being considered. And the most insane thing is, this might be the first step. Clark may be just the beginning of a long line of game-changing talents for the WNBA if the league plays its cards well. The women's sports industry may be entering a golden age right now, but there are some bumps along the road. Some people are still not on board. There is a lot of jealousy, old-fashioned thinking, and a fear of change. However, the truth is, that the audience is unconcerned with that drama. All they want is to see top-notch basketball. Clark and other like players are currently providing just that. Then what can we do? That's the question that everyone is asking. Can the WNBA make the most of this opportunity? Will they try to ride the wave of Clark's fame to the league's benefit? Alternatively, will they fail to seize this chance? Working together, seasoned players like Cunningham and up-and-coming talents like Clark might just be the winning combination. Nowadays, it's not about the old versus the new. It's about uniting to elevate women's basketball to unprecedented levels.